For the longest time, I thought you couldn't do certain lighting effects inside of Blender. And I thought you had to like export, light the two areas separately, export them, and then get them into Affinity or Photoshop and mask them back together. It turns out I was wrong. And Blender has a hidden little feature that does this with the click of a button in about 30 seconds for product rendering. And almost nobody is talking about it. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use this feature and how to add it to your lighting arsenal so you can pull it out when you need it on a client project. Let's jump in. So I was working on this render recently for the new course section that has just been released. And basically what I was struggling with is I wanted to add a little bit of lighting into the bottle here. And so the original way I was doing it was using two view layers. And so I'd have one view layer here. And basically what is happening is the paper here is blocking the emission or the light that is revealing or lighting the liquid glass here. So what I would do is I'd add a view layer, and the view layer would allow me to put the paper wrap into a collection. Then I could duplicate the view layer and add liquid lighting, and I could turn off the paper wrap, and then it would light the lighting fully. And then what I did was render this, and I would send this to Affinity and add some layer masks and some blending modes to blend this back in, and then actually draw a mask to mask these two together. But up until today, I have found a new feature. And I thought I understood how to use this, but apparently not. But this one is a really cool one to add to your lighting arsenal, especially for bottles. So I want this label lighting. I want this emissions lighting here, this bottle lighting, because it lights the center here and it has a really nice effect. But I want this also with the paper wrap. But as you notice, if let's go here, turn back to all. What you'll notice is the lighting in the liquid disappears when the paper reappears. So that's why I was compositing it. But I managed to find out a way to do it all within Blender. And I am so stoked that I found this because I've done it the old way many times. I've cut out holes in things to do this effect. So I'm going to show you two examples of this. All right, what you need to do is I'm using light linking already in this scene. And what is happening is I have two emissions lights back here. So very complicated lighting setup, but two emissions lights. These lights here are for the liquid, and that's their sole purpose, lighting the liquid. And so then these two also have two flags in front of them. And the flags are done by if you come in here, it's an add-on called Light Wrangler, and Light Wrangler allows you to add a flag to your lights if you want. So super powerful, super handy to flag off areas. The reason the flags are there, so if I look for the flag here, is if I hide this, you can see that the edge, right? The edge of this really starts to it's too bright, the liquid light on the edge of the bottle. And so flagging that off has really helped. And then the liquid can light either side of the liquid itself and not affect the bottle edges. We both know that the biggest struggle in 3D is getting your renders to look photorealistic. But what if I told you that there is 3 elements that you can follow to instantly level up your renders and to improve your renders a lot faster than you're currently progressing? If you're interested in learning these 3 elements, then I have a completely free workshop which you can watch. It's 45 minutes. It's going to teach you a ton of value about 3D product rendering and how to get photorealistic renders inside of Blender. All you got to do is put your email in the top link in the description and sign up today. See you over there. Let's get back into the tutorial. And so what we do now is we actually come down to the area lights where we have our liquid. So liquid light 1 and 2. We come into the settings and we use something called, you usually use light linking. But there's something else called shadow linking. And so I took this as like it would take the shadows from an object. But what's a cool trick we can do with this is we can actually create a new group, and usually I just call this like SL for shadow linking underscore, and I'll call this what it is, like liquid lighting. Hit enter. And in this group, what I can actually do is drag in my paper wrap, and I could probably drag in the collection here, drag that in. Now nothing's happening yet until I actually force this off. See how I uncheck this? And so now it's saying ignore the paper wrap completely when you're lighting this. Whereas traditionally, even if you put light linking and you told light linking to ignore the paper by focusing it only on the glass, what would happen is it would still render the shadow. So by unchecking the shadow lighting in here, it works really well. So what we're going to do also is jump down here to the other liquid lighting. And now all we have to do is assign that same shadow linking group. So liquid lighting group. It's got the same paper wrap. And now you can see here that we've assigned the same shadow linking. And so now when we render this, we don't have to render the two passes. It just renders in one pass here. And we can render this so that it has the lighting up in this area specifically showing, and it's avoiding the paper wrap as well. So really cool feature here. I'm going to go in and show you in another example as well. So this is the second scene, and I have shown this scene before. And basically in the previous video, I basically cut out a space because I wanted to light the liquid. Add a light to the liquid. So I cut out a little bit of space because there's a light below here. And so basically what I had to do was boolean the object. So I just added a boolean here and I cut out a little bit of the actual plane, the ground plane, to allow the light to pass through. But with this new feature instead, what I can do is turn off the boolean. I can go find my light. Select the light here, press period to find it up here. We can go to our object data properties, come down to shadow linking, and we can call this one SL liquid light. Hit enter. And now what we can do is bring in that plane, the floor plane. We're going to bring it in. And now you can uncheck it. And so now the floor plane is ignored when this light underneath is basically in action. And so what we can do now is when we render, we're rendering the light, we're rendering the floor, and I don't have to cut out the floor or anything like that to actually render this. And so that's pretty cool. A really cool way for us to do this. And so I thought this was a handy little trick for those who are really into lighting. And it's something new to me that's been here for a while, but I didn't understand the full, like the features of it. And so it's been really handy to use it in some of my lighting setups, especially the bottles where there's a lot going on and we want to light the liquid separate to the other areas. We want to flag bits, like all this stuff is going on. And we can now do that because of this shadow linking feature. Now, if you want to learn more about product rendering, then the first project, the Sherlock bottle, the Baker's Street bottle, is actually fully completed in the Art of Package Rendering course. The link will be in the description, or of course you have the free workshop, which is all about the three elements to creating photorealistic renders inside of Blender, the 3 things you should be always improving. And of course, my channel has tons of other tutorials like this one. See you in the next one.